Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Urban Spokesman. Today, I want to talk about how black politicians work against black interests, work to block housing for black people, affordable housing for black people. Yes, we have elected black politicians in Queens who are working against the interest of black people. That's right. They're working against affordable housing. Let's look here. So let me give you the gist of the story first. So Selvena Brooks Powers, the chair of the Transportation Committee at New York City's City Council, a project is going to be coming up for some kind of vote in her district, and she wants to add more parking. She wants the developer to add more parking to the proposal. Car parking, instead of rental housing, affordable rental housing that can help people who are not rich, people who need this housing to survive. You know, there's a lot of homeless people piling up on the street. A lot of them are black. I see them on the subway. I see them on the street. They are black. They have many problems. And here you have the chair of a woman, the chair of the Transportation Committee and City Council, NIMBYing, not in my backyard, NIMBYing a project that would provide affordable rental housing to black people and other people. But I just think it's interesting that, you know, a lot of these politicians got elected on the promise that they're going to create affordable housing. You know, they're liberal, all kinds of this and that. You know, they're going to work for black people. And I'm sorry, but representation is not clearly representation is not enough. Clearly, it's not enough. Okay. City Council Subcommittee scraps vote on Queens Affordable Housing Project. Local council members' concerns delay decision on planned Rockaway development as residents call for market rate housing instead. See, 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 see. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about. Like, I mean, he said, beware of the white liberal. I mean, now you have to beware of the black ones too. Because, because God damn it, this shit should not be happening. So, in any case, city leaders have enabled development of tens of thousands of apartments on Rockaway Peninsula over the last 2 decades, but one Queens council member has had enough. A New York City Council's zoning subcommittee scrapped its vote on Tuesday on a planned 106-unit project in Bayswater, Queens, because Councilmember Selvena Brooks Powers wanted significantly more long-term home ownership opportunities and more parking spaces in the plan. So, you know, the bank is not giving a loan out to poor people. So rental housing is their only option. Look, if you want rich people to buy, if you want the homes to be for sale, then you're going to be forced to have rich people there. I mean, those are the facts, because no one's going to sell the property at a loss. Negative. They're not going to sell the property for negative value. That I don't know how you're going to run a business, how you're going to maintain a nonprofit, you know, going negative. So let's read more. The proposal known as Ocean Crest Project seemed like a long shot from the start. Its developers, the Massachusetts-based nonprofit, the Community Builders, wanted Upzone, a lot on 2932 Beach Channel Drive, to build an 8-story complex with community space on the ground floor and 27 parking spaces. Households earning between 30 and 80% of the area's median income, or $38,000 to $102,000 per year, would be eligible to rent one of the units. but the project encountered opposition from the Baywaters Civic Association, which said the building was too tall for the surrounding area, and Queens Community Board 14 members who said the neighborhood's infrastructure had not been substantially upgraded to absorb the increase in the area's population. That hasn't stopped the city from directing dozens of affordable housing projects to the 11-mile-long peninsula before this. Since the city rezoned 280 blocks of the Rockaway Peninsula between Rockaway Beach and Far Rockaway in 2008, tens of thousands of new homes have been built. Even the devastation that Hurricane Sandy wrought in 2012 hasn't deterred developers' large-scale affordable housing projects, including Avern by the Sea, Avern East, Edgemere Commons, have brought thousands of new residents to Southeast Queens from other parts of the city. In 2017, then Mayor Bill de Blasio advanced another rezoning in downtown Far Rockaway with the promise of $288 million in investments in new green space, schools facility upgrades, and spruced up commercial corridors. As many as 10,000 new homes will be built on the western edge of the peninsula in the next 3 years, but longtime residents have grown wary of the city's plans, and the community board members believe the city is unfairly concentrating low-income housing in their neighborhoods. We have disapproved of a number of the projects because we're worried about overpopulation, but the city keeps building stuff here. John Gaska, district manager for Community Board 14, said, "We have had more vacant land, and land is cheaper, so money could be made doing affordable and low-income housing, but we'd much rather see market rate housing." So they much rather have rich people there. I got it. But rich people can afford to live in Manhattan, number one. And number two, you need all of the workers. You need all of those workers to support all of the businesses all over New York. There's going to be more of them than rich people. There's just not enough rich people to fill every corner of New York. I'm sorry, and we shouldn't want that. We should want affordable housing. And a lot of those people that would move there would be, people who don't make a lot of money from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of creative backgrounds, artists, actors, singers, people who make the community enjoyable, livable, young entrepreneurs, young people in general. Look, I understand, oh, we're the community and we should be able to say what someone does with their property that they bought. Well, get ready because that can backfire. Get ready because that can backfire real fast. It's called, there are laws where that can backfire, where that attitude can backfire. And I hope it does. And I'm hoping that, Black people and people in Queens, they pull it together and they go against this and they support this affordable housing project, because affordable housing needs to be all over New York City, including this area in this spot, and from a reputable affordable housing landlord or builder. So, look, I mean, she's already Selvena Brooks Powers is already doing a terrible job as the transportation chair. She's in over her head. She doesn't know what she's doing. So sorry to say. Sorry. I mean, look, if it was my sister, she would get it done. But the girl who's there now, she's not getting it done. All those laws are stacking up, 100 laws stacking up, and they're not getting votes. She's stonewalling everything, and good God, I know she's going to get reelected, but I just have to say that she is not doing a good job, and she doesn't deserve to be reelected. So that's what I got. All right. If you support affordable housing, click that like button, leave a comment, and don't be afraid to let her know that this is not acceptable. We have an affordable housing crisis, and we need to treat it like that. All right. Have a good night.